got here. It started in 2013. It started with our previous superintendent, Gustavo Valderas, bringing us, the Board of Trustees, a situation that was dire. The open air trash dump across the street transfer station, at the time owned by Rainbow Environmental, was polluting our children, was poisoning our students and our teachers and our community. It was open, there was stench coming out of it, there were vermin and vector seagulls every day flying over, landing on the buildings, defecating. I know this is not something pleasant to hear, but it's the truth. Dust coming out of the facility, concrete crushing, things that human beings should not be exposed to. And when we heard this, the board took up the fight and decided that this is something we would not tolerate. We would not tolerate it because Oakview is part of Huntington Beach. I said to myself, would this be tolerated at Hopeview?
Nope.
Would this be tolerated down the street at Mesa View or in the harbor? No, it wouldn't. So why should it be tolerated in the Oakview community? It shouldn't. Thank you. I want to actually give credit where credit is due. We had two past board members who are now gone, Debbie Cotton and Tracy Pellman, who brought the issue forward with the superintendent and brought in to help us the three, I like to call them the three saints. They don't like to hear that, but I'm going to say it. Or maybe they're angels from above. We have Mr. Ed Connor, who I call the litigator. Ed Connor! Yes. We have Matt Fletcher, the negotiator. And we have Doug Hendekamp, the technical guy. He actually, we've got talent. He actually makes it all happen, writes it all up.
Right.
And you know what? This team was so phenomenal. I want you to know that they did this work pro bono. That literally means they did it for free. Yes! They did this work for free. They did it from their hearts. And as Ed Connor told me, he did it as a higher calling from God. Whether you believe or you don't, Mr. Connor really inspired me with that. And when I became the board president in 2015, I went and I saw them and I said, it's time to get serious. Let's get serious and make this happen. And we did that with a partnership with the Teachers Association, Ocean View Teachers Association. I want to really thank all of the teachers who are here today. I see all of you because you made this happen. What we did was we did a coordinated effort to call in complaints to the Air Quality Management District of Southern California to get those tickets, to be able to put pressure legally on Rainbow. And that really kind of put this over the top. Then we went to the media, and I want to just thank some of those from the media that helped us. I see actually from Telemundo and Channel 4, Martin Plasencia really took it upon himself to make this an issue. Yes, he did. So Mr. Plasencia. Also, the person who broke the story in TV was Casey Montoya from KTLA. Thank you, Casey. I know you can't be here today. The Orange County Register always covered the story. The LA Times, and also, and very importantly, the OC Weekly and their past editor, Gustavo Arellano, who took it upon himself to write a huge story that broke this to the community. So, this struggle happened not only in the media, it happened in the courts thanks to our legal team. It happened with governmental agencies like the Orange County Healthcare Agency, putting pressure on them, with the AQMD, who were really, truly the light, a shining light to help us. And as I've already mentioned, the teachers. And what did they do? They took it upon themselves to call in complaints to protect their students. As teachers, I happen to be a teacher as well. We call our students our kids. And they really are our kids, and our teachers did a phenomenal job of protecting our kids. So, let's get to how we got to have this gym. Well, in the end, after Republic Services purchased Rainbow Environmental and realized that the correct thing to do in the community was to take care of the children and the teachers and the neighbors, we finally came to a settlement. And that settlement was for $26 million. With the facility, the gym, and all the different things that we came to. And I want to thank Republic Services for doing the right thing. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a good corporate entity. Because not all corporations do the right thing. So, I would be remiss if I didn't name two very important people in this whole process. And those two people are from the organization called Oakview Comunidad. And they are Victor Valladares. Stand up, Victor. Victor es la voz. Él es la voz de la comunidad. Y Oscar Rodriguez. ¿Dónde está Oscar? ¿Dónde está Oscar? There he is. Thank you to both of these young gentlemen who assisted the school district in getting this process and project finished. And we did this through pressure, through protests. How many of you were at those protests? Raise your hands if you came to the protests. Yes. And you know what? It's interesting to say, but it was all worth it. The pain, the heartache, the sweat, the blood, sweat, and tears that we had to shed to get it done.
Literally.
But literally, yes. But it was worth it. And we did this all for the children. So thank you so much to everybody that participated, that made this happen. And this gym, thank you to my colleagues, to the Board of Trustees, because they had the foresight. We all got together and made this occur. And in closing, I want to just say one last thing. The one person that I could always rely on to help in this effort, who was my right-hand man, who made this all happen with me, is a person who is a total different political persuasion to me, but it doesn't matter. Party politics are irrelevant when kids' lives and health are at stake. Please give a round of applause to President John Briscoe. Again, thank you so much, and I'm now going to turn the program back over to our superintendent, Dr. Carol Hansen.